How to stop giving a fuck about what other people say about you. Growing up, especially as a teenager at this day and age, holds up hella insecurities for everyone. Not just you, but everyone around you too. I know you're self conscious. I know you are right now, or you've been insecure because if you did, there's a reason why you clicked this video. And I'm here to tell you that there's a reason to why you care so much about what other people say about you, and it all starts with insecurities. But not necessarily what you think. It's not really about you. I mean, it is, but it's about them. And let me explain you why. When I was younger and I was skinny fat, I was really insecure about my body. And I remember starting working out. So I went to class, and one of my friends, the first thing he said to me in the morning was, "Damn, man, you have man boobs. It looks really bad. You should probably work on that." So I just looked at him, and I remember thinking about this sentence the entire day, thinking about how he talked badly about me and what did I do wrong to for him to say that. And I knew that I wasn't in my prime. I knew I didn't have like this crazy Arnold Schwarzenegger physique. But looking back, there's a reason for why he said that. There's a reason for why he specifically pointed it out. Because this person gained 20 kg over the past year, and he was feeling extremely insecure about himself. So in order to get some self-confidence that he deserved, that he wanted so much, he came up to me and insulted me for having the exact same problem as him. What do you think happened here? A person who was insecure about the same thing that I was insecure about came up to me and insulted me about that. It only shows you that whenever people criticize you, not a good criticism, this is not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about bad criticism, about bad mouthing you, about talking shit about you in front of your face and not in front of your face. It doesn't matter. It's usually people who are insecure themselves. And as much as you care, you have to understand that as much as you care, they care. As much as you care about your physique, they care about their physique too. As much as you care about the way you look, about looks maxing, about improving yourself, people want to improve themselves too. Let's get to the point. And the point is that everyone is self-conscious about themselves. Everyone has some sort of, how should I call it? Everyone has some sort of insecurity, right? So the same goes for everything in life. And what's interesting about it is that I remember a few months later, it's just like a random example that popped into my head. I remember telling my classmates, like a few of my friends, we were a pretty big group. I told them I started working out. So there's this certain group that just started laughing at me and say, "You're not going to succeed. You're not going to get a six pack. You're not going to be this. You're not going to be that." And what surprised me is that the people who were actually more supportive and actually gave me good criticism and try to help me out were the athletic people, were the people who do not have that insecurity within them. And why is it so crazy to me? It's because when I surrounded myself with people who didn't feel the need to shame me to make themselves feel good, I felt so much less like I'm being criticized for everything. And why that is because they are not self-conscious, they are not insecure about themselves, so they're not going to reflect that on you. They're not going to feel bad about themselves that you start working out because it doesn't bother them. They want you to succeed. They are not insecure. So there are a few signs to see if someone is insecure, and once you see that in other people, it's just gonna make you laugh so much. And that is, they will criticize and judge you for almost anything that you do that's related to their own insecurity. So I said that thing about fitness, it could be about their height, it could be about anything. The second thing is they are trying to prove you wrong. Whatever you do, they will try to prove you wrong. Why would someone, just like a random kid from your class or someone from work, will try to prove you wrong all the time? Because there's something about you that bothers him. It bothers him that you're trying to make the change that he wasn't able to achieve, that he's too lazy to do. So when you told him that you started working out and you started trying to better yourself, it gives him a sense of worthlessness. He feels bad about it. It's like in his subconscious mind, the fact that he's lazy and doesn't do it while you do it and try to become a better version of yourself, it makes him feel jealous in a way. It makes him cave more deeply inside his own insecurities. And that's why it will also seek, and that's the third thing, it will seek constant validation from other people about the way he looks, about everything else in life, especially around the field of his own insecurity. And the fourth thing is being overly competitive on everything. People who feel insecure will always feel the need to win, small wins, big wins, whatever. It could be in a sense of like saying, yeah, I'm much stronger than you, or yeah, I got a better grade. It's much as stupid as it may sound, it's actually the truth. They will try to compare you to them in every single thing they do, and it sounds so stupid, but it's actually real. Like I remember like getting a grade like 90, and then the class bully came up to me and said, "Yeah, I got a 95." I mean, it was sixth grade, I think, but it only shows you how deep insecurities go. Like how low of an the guy was like what 12, 13, and he already felt the need to put me down to like to make him look better. So it goes way beyond like being 16, 17. It's insecurities are built within you from such a young age. And you could pause the video for a sec and think about all the bad stuff that people said about you in the past, and try to process what I said to you about insecurities, and you will see that it's likely the people who are having the exact same problem as you. They were skinny fat when you were skinny fat. They were struggling with grades when you struggled with grades. It's always the same people who seek validation, were overly competitive all the time, try to prove you were wrong, and try to criticize and judge you for everything that you do. Now, it took me years, but I started feeling pity and sad for those people rather than getting hurt. And it made me realize a couple of things, and mostly that average people have average mindsets, which means that if you try to get jacked, if you try to get rich, if you try to do something that is beyond their abilities, they will always try to weigh you down. And it makes me sad to say that because there are so many of your friends who, when you told them about your business idea or something that was a little bit ambitious for them, they try to break you down and said, nah, it's too much work, that you won't be able to do it, you want this, you want that. I can guarantee you that if you said that to someone who is successful or someone who tried it before or someone who is capable of doing that, he wouldn't try to bring you down like that. And that is the difference. It's always the people who are insecure about things that will try to bring you down whatever you do. It's always those people who are successful, who are good, who are not insecure about anything that will try to support you. It's just how it works. People want to see you succeed if they succeeded. People don't want to see you succeed if they didn't receive that success. I mean, why would they? Why would they want to see the skinny fat kid from their class become extremely successful while they stay the exact same? It's within their subconscious mind. They don't want you to achieve that. So you have to understand that this is the way those people think. This is their mindset, which is leading me to the second thing, which is going to help you massively, is that you got to stop giving a fuck about things that you can't change. especially when growing up. Still, I'm still gonna give you those cool examples because this is when most people will try to, I don't know, just those couple of years in high school and middle school. I've been I've received so many like hate from other people about not being tall enough, about not being fit enough, about not being good enough with my grades and other stuff like that. But it was mostly about things that you can change. I've had this like not very tall guy in my class, and everyone just laughed at him for not being tall. Now, what do you think that that did to his, I don't know, pride, to his mental health? Like people tell him all the time that he's short, but this is something that he cannot change. You got to change that mindset. If you know that you are not like 6'1", 6 foot, whatever, you're 5'7", and that bothers you, you need to recheck yourself because there is absolutely nothing that you can do about that. So why would you even focus on that? There's so many other things that you can focus on. If you are 5'7", or I don't know, you're not tall, but you're not jacked, you're not rich, you're not successful, you're not this, you're not this, you're not that. What I'm trying to say is that you haven't maxed the things that you can change and you still focus on the things that you can change. What are you doing? You're standing in front of your mirror looking at yourself, trying to measure your height with a meter. And you're not even jacked. You're not even going to the gym. You're not even developing any good habits. You're still scrolling on TikTok like everyone else the entire day. You're not doing anything productive. So of course that you feel insecure. And it's not about your height. It's about your mindset. So this is the second thing. If you stop caring about things that you can change and start taking the changeable things and actually do them, you're gonna make so much more progress than that. At the end of the day, looking back at those like insecurities that you've had of especially things that you can change, it's just gonna look stupid to you because you'd say like, I couldn't have done anything about it anyways. So why was I stuck on it for such a long time? So to conclude that, not giving a fuck is a skill. As much as I hate to say, it's a skill that I've had to develop for years. And it took me years to achieve, but it changed my life. So please accept that no matter what, people will judge you. You have to understand that. It doesn't matter if you're poor, rich, fat, skinny, successful, people will always judge you. So when you realize that and you realize it doesn't matter what you do, people are still gonna say things about you, you should really stop caring. Which lead me to the second thing. I want you to work on yourself to turn insecurities into advantages. People used to laugh about my chest because it was feminine. So I went to the gym and developed insane amounts of muscles, which made my chest look from like a man boob with full of estrogen and it looked feminine into something masculine that I'm proud of. So I turned my insecurity into something I'm proud of, into an advantage. And now whenever people say comments about my chest, is about how big it is in a good way. So this is what I want you to focus on. And it starts with your physique. This is just the truth. This is the way it is. If you can improve your physique, you're going to turn insecurities into something you're proud of. And the second thing is white belt mentality. I want you to let in good criticism. Good criticism comes for people who want you to succeed. Remember the example I told you about, like my athletic classmates who were supportive of me? They were also giving me good criticism. They always criticize me, actually. But the criticism was different because I know it came from the heart. I know they were trying to make me a better version of myself. They cared about me. They wanted me to succeed. That's why they said things that I didn't want to hear. That's why they say that I'm slacking with food. That's what they say. That's why they say all those things about me. That, it didn't make me feel sad. It didn't make me cave inside myself. It made me motivated. Because I took the criticism in a good way. I knew that the criticism they gave me was not about you should be taller, because this is not realistic. And I'm not going to say that, but they are going to criticize me about things that I do, about my actions, which is the number one way to improve yourself. Also criticize yourself, but also let good people criticize you. I think that is a very, very important skill, that if you manage to let good criticism in, you're going to increase your success rate in like 50 to 100%. This is what I have to say about not giving a fuck about other people, about other people's insecurity, about how you can change. You can take what I told you in this video and implement it into your life, and see how most people who will badmouth you and try to bring you down are as, if not more, insecure than you, and you should probably just feel pity for them. Just nod, say yes, and move on to your life and work on yourself, and try to make yourself friends with people who are not going to bring you down. Surround yourself with people who are going to help you, give you good criticism, and try to make you a better version of yourself. And with that, I hope you have an amazing day. And please, if you enjoyed this video, you can subscribe, leave a comment. If you have any suggestions for other videos in the future, I'd love to hear them. Have an amazing day, dude.